Hey, good morning, fams. How's everybody doing this morning? Now, you know what's funny? I was thinking about it this morning. It's funny how when I was working regular 9 to 5 teaching, it seemed like it took forever to get to Thursday. And it's like now, I go to sleep on Monday, I wake up and it's Thursday. We're already approaching the end of the week. That's funny how that happens. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. So we are off to a relatively slow start this morning. I doubt if it's going to stay that way, but we shall see. Yep, it is weird. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got up here on our scanner here. So SQ reported earnings. This one can be a pretty tricky trader here. This thing oftentimes can pick up some volatility. This is one of those stocks that, if you're not careful, it could shake you out before it makes a huge move. So what I'm going to do is I'll be watching this for any type of abnormal volatility going into the open. Okay, 73.43. I need to put the 20 in. 73.43. Looks like it's going to be, it could potentially be in play today on the 200. 73.84. Gonna make this white for the 200 moving average. You know, sometimes I have a habit of dismissing these 71.43 or forgetting about them when I'm transferring data from these Thinkorswim charts. 71.43 to my DOS charts. All right, so we've got the daily moving averages that are in play on this, and they're all in this spot of resistance. So it's going to be interesting. If this thing is going to go to the long side, it's got a lot of traffic here. So what did it do? Okay, we had a big gap down on earnings. It's trying to recover a little bit, but it's got a lot of resistance it's going to run into. So we may, look for it to come back down. If it gets down, we've got some nice windows that it can work in. And it looks like it may be kind of boxed in, so we'll keep an eye on that. It'll be a cautious eye, because remember, this thing tends to get a little crazy, especially at the open. I've been shaken out of this one many times, and it turns and it makes the huge move we're looking for. So we have Yeti. I think is still too immature. It's a recent IPO here. It's close. I like the 6 months, so it's about 6 months old, so it's close enough. So we'll look to put this on watch. An IPO has to grow up before I look at trading it, because a lot of times it could still have the fix in. And I don't like risking when I don't have the edge. Alright, so we do have some room in here. I don't think I have shares to short, though. That's going to be the issue. Nope, I don't have shares to short, so I can't put it on watch. That's the other issue when we're dealing with somewhat recent IPOs. Typically, you'll have shares after a stock's been around 6 to 8 months. I typically see shares start to show up, but in this case, we do not have any shares to short. So I cannot, in good faith, put that on my watch. Alright, so UA and UAA. Okay, UA I don't have shares to short, but UAA I do. Pretty much the same company. The only difference is the class of stock. This is Class C. UAA is Class A. Pretty much the difference is people that own Class A, I think, have voting rights, and Class C doesn't. It may be a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm not a long-term investor in this, so I haven't really dug into it beyond that. So UAA would be the one that I would be looking at. What do you think, Leo? You just sitting there crunching on your food. You supposed to be helping me, boy. All right, so yesterday we had the sell off, and oftentimes it's just it sells off to allow the big guys. They'll sell it off so that they can buy it up at a lower price. They create a sell off. They start the selling, and then they look for others to come in that's following them. And there's people are shorting this, saying, "Hey, this is going to be a short. It's going to gap down overnight. It's selling off now." So you get a lot of people short, and then they buy into all of that. Yeah, that's the Yeti, the cups, and the coolers and all of that good stuff. So we're gonna go with UAA. Trading both of them or putting both of them on your watch doesn't make sense because you're essentially trading the same company. ABIO, this is the one that was going haywire yesterday. So I would expect, I know there weren't any shares too short of it yesterday. But it took off, and this thing is kind of running again today. It's on, zero equity. Zero margin on sure trading, meaning the only way you can trade it is if you can trade it on your margin. So that means it's very volatile. And this is why I tend to stay away from these stocks. I don't trade the lower dollar, the small cap stocks with very low floats. They are very dangerous. Very dangerous. So I tend to stay away from them. Yeah, you can get in. If you look at it, you can look at the spread on it. It's up to 50 cents at times. Very dangerous. And not for the faint of heart. So I tend to stay away from them. All right, QCOM. This one reported earnings yesterday. And I kind of touched on this in the video last night. These earnings, this time of year, when you have so many, you have traders spread out. That it's all over the place. The volume is saturated. So when that happens, I really don't have an edge on trading my earnings strategy. So I tend to sit on my hands a lot more. Unless you have an edge, it's gambling. Anytime you do this stuff and you don't have an edge, you're gambling. And our goal and our job is to not gamble. Is to be, we get in the market, we apply our edge to it, and we look to make money that way. When we don't have an edge, we stay away. A lot of people have the idea that because the market is open, because we're sitting here, we have to trade every day. I've had some people get upset because I'm not actively chasing trades all day. It's the dumbest thing in the world to do. You have your set of parameters, your strategies that you trade, and you wait for the stocks to come to you. if you start chasing them all day, if you spend your whole day chasing stocks, it, in the end, you're going to be worn out mentally and financially. So it doesn't make sense to do that. You establish yourself as a trader, you establish your strategies, your edge, and you apply that day in and day out. And at the end of the whatever time frame you're looking at the end of that, you're gonna have your money. If you don't do it, then you won't have anything. So we're looking at QCOM here. Here is a 52-week high. I'll be looking for it to break that. It doesn't look like it wants to this morning. Looks like it's a little weak. It looks a little weak here. It doesn't have the guts to get up there and test that 52-week high. But either way, if we get some volatility in this, I mean, it's got under this level here, this level here, and we've got a nice window down. And also, blue skies if it breaks a 52-week high. I can't trade it in between all of this mess. You got red to green, you got VWAP, the 200, the 50, the 100. So all between where we are now in this level here, to me, as long as we're in there, we're in no man's land. So what you have to do is you look at this and you say, okay, where are my opportunities? Where are my opportunities to make money on this? Under this level, I've got a clean window down to 76.50, and above the 52-week high, I got a blue sky breakout. So we would use whole and half dollar marks for our profit targets. So we already know at this point we're just kind of mentally building our plan as to what are we going to do if the stock sets up short. What are we going to do if the stock sets up long? And sometimes, we'll see no matter what, if it sets up short, there's no trade. Sometimes there's just so much potential support down here that we say, hey, there's just no short trade. This is only a long if it sets up. But in this case, we do have potential, if it sells through support. We've got a short on deck. If it bounces and it gives us the long, we've got the long on deck. So I'm always going to look and make sure that I have a plan going both ways. And I know that if I don't have a short opportunity, then I'll know that if it goes short or sets up that way, I don't have a plan. The trade is not feasible to me. EV is a little bit cheaper than I want to trade. But I'm going to look at it just in case. I know some of you guys like to trade. You'll trade stocks between $10 and $20. But this one doesn't have any shares too short. So, I don't think it's going to be ideal at this point. Not ideal. All right. So let's go back over here. ZNGA, no go. Leo, hold on 1 second, guys. Leo, come here, boy. Why are you standing on the donuts, huh? Gotta be good. Stop being mischievous. You're supposed to be helping me. So all of these are under. This one doesn't have enough volume yet, but it'll probably get there before the market opens. But yeah, Fitbit, this thing here just does not have any. It's nothing. 17 cent average true range. It's only moved 12 cents. But is it reporting before market open or after market? This is one of those, after market close. So it's not going to have a whole lot. But this is one of those stocks that at any point can get bought up and just fly and just have this monster gap. You got a lot of people that are sitting around waiting on that. It reported yesterday after market close. That's what it did. Yesterday after market close. Yeah, right here. So it probably doesn't have anything in it today. TEVA. This one has been a good mover in the past. All right, give me a second. This one hasn't. This has been a good move in the past. Good mover in the past. It's got a smaller ATR, but for you guys that are in that $10 to $20 range, this one's had a pretty significant drop already, but definitely worth putting on your watch if you're trading that. And I think this one reported yesterday after the earnings. So we're gonna take a look at it. I think that's gonna be, we've got a small watch list today. We don't have this huge group of stocks that we're watching. All right, and the ones that you see here that don't hit the scan, if they're over 500 million share float, then it's not going to hit my scan. So I want to trade the stocks. I want to look at the stocks that hit my sweet spot first, and then I can move on and look at the ones that may have a little higher float, that may have a smaller ATR, may not have had as big of a gap. but I want to stick to the stocks in my sweet spot first. So W looks pretty good. Let me put in these. $154.12. Alright. Alright. So hang on 1 second and I'll be back to finalize my thing here. Hang on 1 second. Alright, so we'll put W on watch. So I'll put Tiva on there. You guys know I probably more than likely won't trade it because of the price. More than likely I won't trade it. Let's see, there's one more that I want to look at. And this one's a tricky trader too. This X. X is a very tricky trader. It falls into that SQ boat where it can break your heart. But this is making 52-week lows. So I really love these. I love these that are making 52-week lows. I would love to see a bounce on this and it established the fact that it's going to hold below the 52-week low today. And this could potentially be a stock that we could trade all day. Because it's lower priced, it's not going to make huge moves. But if it stays trending, it could do very well. So we're gonna be watching SQ, UAA, QCOM, W, and X. APO does not have a volume yet. It didn't make the cut. You're still only at 34,000 shares traded. If it doesn't hit 50,000 before 9 o'clock, it's not going to make the cut. That doesn't mean it won't be a good trader. It means that it's not going to make my watch list. No, it might be a G League player. You know, those like Yogi, sometimes they pay off big, but I don't want to take that risk at the moment. All right, so we're locking that in. Ooh, UAA. So we got six decent ones that I think that may give us some good opportunities here. Remember, SQ and X I've got kind of in the same boat on the way they trade. Can be a little tricky. Don't. FLR is not on my watch list. It didn't make the cut. Let me see what's the deal with FLR. I know it didn't have a volume before. It reports earnings after the market closes. So it woke up this morning with a huge gap down prior to the earnings announcement. Which makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. But it definitely um it definitely could be, it's definitely interesting. It just didn't have the volume that I needed for it to put it on my watch list. You can check out the recap video I did yesterday. I covered all of the trades on TWLO. Actually, if you wanna the my mind is still asleep this morning. The roadmap to success video yesterday, that class, I actually journaled all of the trades that I took on TWLO. So that's going to be a better video to watch, more in depth versus the recap one that I posted on Facebook. Not Facebook, YouTube. So I would look at that video for I would look at the roadmap to success video. And check your emails. That password did change last night. So check your emails. You should have gotten that password in your email. If you don't see it, check your spam. It may have ended up there. EV, we don't have shares to short, and it is a little bit too cheap. I need to see at least 50,000 shares traded by 9 o'clock, or else it's not going to make my watch list. And like I said, there are a lot of stocks that will pick up volume after 9 o'clock. But I want to have my watch list set going into the open. I don't want to start adding things 10 minutes before the market opens because it got volume all of a sudden. So for me, I want to have 30 minutes to, meditate over the stocks that I have on watch. Because in those 30 minutes, one or two of them may drop. They may drop off the opening watch list. Like if I have a stock that just starts selling off real hard, then it's going to drop from my watch list. It's not going to it probably won't give me an opening trade. I'm going to focus on the ones that aren't going crazy just yet. W is fine. It's selling off a little bit. That's not bad. But if it sells off like 3-4 points, then yeah, I'm going to drop it. UAA is pushing up, but it's really not going out of sight. It can pull back and give us a nice trade. Yeah, 50,000 shares by 9 o'clock is what I'm looking for. And you see, as you start trading, as you start growing into your own trader, you're gonna have you're gonna find your own sweet spot. Like I said, there's a guy that I've been working with. He's found his sweet spot. He trades stocks $10 to $25. That's his sweet spot. And he'll wait until like 9:15 in order to see if a stock's going to get volume. Because a lot of times the lower price stocks may not have the volume, the less popular ones, but they can still make pretty good moves. So, I'm not teaching people to follow me, exactly. I don't want you following me, to the letter throughout your whole career. As you're learning, you can follow what I'm doing, get a sense for, the flow of trading, and then the more you practice, the more time you put in, the more you're going to develop into your own trader. And you have to develop confidence in what you do and really stop comparing yourself to other people. And you're just focusing on you achieving your goals. And as long as you're on that path, you don't have to worry about anybody else. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or what anybody else is claiming they're doing. And you don't know what they're doing. You're not there with them. So, they could be telling you anything. That's why it's really important to only focus on you and your path and what you're doing and your growth. And if you choose, and whenever you start learning, it's okay to have a group of 2 or 3 people that you're actually learning from, but make sure that they're teaching relatively the same thing. If they're on opposite ends of the spectrum, that's going to hurt you in the long run. So you don't want to do that. All right, so let's get ready to rumble here. We're going to switch over to a trading platform. And we're going to go through and kind of mark the levels on our stocks. Now look, see how SQ has sold through all of that that was once support? And so now we're running into these levels here. 70.23. The first one we're going to run into then we've got one at 70. So they're right on top of each other right now. But no doubt this thing can really sell through. The next one I don't have, and the next one I have is all the way down here at 67.34. That's close enough. So if it gets going in the right direction at the close, then we're going to be pretty good here. I mean at the open of the market. So, and at the close of the first 5 minutes. X is just selling off. It's just selling off. I don't even have the 52-week low in sight anymore. But definitely I would need a bounce on X. I would not chase it down here. I need a bounce on it. So 15, let's see, 1527 was the previous 52-week low that was set yesterday, which is right around the close. It's right at the close. So I'm not gonna even put that there. So that's where the 52-week low is on X. So again, on X, I'm gonna need a bounce on it. UAA seems to have stalled out. 2341 is the closest support from the daily, right around in there. And we got 2260. All right, so let's look at W real quick. W doesn't really have a whole lot of volatility right now. How's the spread? Yeah, the spread is about 25 cents. So not a whole lot. Here's a pre-market low. That may come into play right there. But we've got 151.20. We got a level right here around 151.20. Now these, I'm not so concerned about it being to the penny. It's within 1 or 2 cents, that's fine. Because these levels are not, specific prices. These are ranges. I'm looking at price ranges of like 10 cents. Above and below the level of where we can react. So what's the other one? Oh, QCOM. Well, I'm not worried about Yeti because I have no shares to short. So that's why Yeti is not on my list. All right. Let's mark up QCOM here for a second. Alright, so 84.51 is the next level I've got on QCOM. Which is right around in there. 88.63. And I can't mark it on here, but 88.63 is a 52-week high. Hey, what's happening, Ben? And another thing that's really this is what really gets new traders caught up in the snare. Is we look at these trades and they're all moving like right before the open. They start making these huge moves. They start, kicking off. But unless you have a strategy to take advantage of that, unless you, are ready to take advantage of that volatility, these things can really change. They could change direction and change tunes on you almost immediately. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah, you can't run around here talking about a chase is a race. You can't run around doing that. Well, when you're first starting out, Ben, yeah, I recommend, like when you're going live, I only recommend you taking one trade a day. Um, and then you just grow from there. And oftentimes, if you get in a trend continuation, that trade may last all day. Yeah, the opening range can be fast, but the whole point of just focusing on one strategy at a time is that you learn what you like and what you don't like. So stocks that are really volatile, if you don't like trading those, then you stay away from them. And you go with the ones that aren't really moving, like that fast, or that has the high volatility that you're not really comfortable with. That's why I say when you start trading and you're doing it on your own, you just gotta focus on you and learning what you like and what you don't like and what you're comfortable with. Because I traded for over a year and a half and never shorted because I didn't like shorting. I wasn't comfortable shorting. So it took a long time for me to start shorting. Oh no, that's not right. 154. So that's why, I always said, you don't have to rush. This isn't a marathon. If you want to build a sustainable career day trading or trading period, it's going to take time. All right, so like everything's kind of making a move here coming into the open. So we're going to just need to be patient. And let the trades come to us. And we're off. We are off. So sometimes in the beginning, this was the hardest thing for me to do, was to sit back and wait. The hardest thing for me to do is to wait these 5 minutes. And really, when I was doing 15 minutes, oh man, that was extremely difficult. But we have to be patient and allow this thing to set up for us. You see, look at W. I'd have been like, yes, let's jump on it. Oh, excuse me.
MRO.
$146.75 is another level. No, it's a daily level. All right, we're approaching the 3-minute mark here.
X.
Gotta be careful with X. That's just too big of a wash, man. This thing's got to bounce at some point. right, so we're over. Slow down, man. Slow down. We're almost there. So we're looking for the break, the 5-minute opening range break here. That was our, here's a 5-minute opening range high. And my platform is slowing down again. Very slow. So I'm not really happy with this right now. All right, so remember QCOM 88.63 is the high. So we're gonna take half off up through 89. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? You're breaking my heart. Oh, God, we were like a couple of cents away from our first profit target, and this thing came slamming back down. Oh my gosh. But this is the market. This is what can happen. This can happen. Like, without thinking twice, this market can turn on you. So let's see if we can make this run back up there. And come on, if it gets close again, I'm going to take it. I'm just going to click it, man. The heck with this thing. Come on, get me into the 90s, baby. Show me what you got. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Come on, baby. Push. Push. If I wasn't live streaming, I'd put on salt and pepper for sure. Man, it does not like that 89 level. It doesn't like it at all. All right, I'm taking half. I'll take half. Maybe it'll go now that I took half. Stop's gonna be back at break even. 88.30. I've got to have my stop in to protect any profits that I got. This was a textbook opening range breakout, but we didn't get the follow through we needed. There's some serious resistance up here at 89. We couldn't even break over 89. So serious resistance up here. And we're using whole and half dollar marks for our target. On a 52-week high break, that's exactly what we're using. So all right, let's make this. I'm going to make this and it's probably working around this it's dealing with this 52-week high too. That could have a lot to do with it as well. You know, a lot of times these stocks can't hold a 52-week high break or a 52-week low break. It just can't hold it. Looks like all of these small stocks, the Tiva and X and FLR, all those that sold off actually bounced. See, here we're coming back. What a freaking disappointment. The market today just flat sucks. So we'll see if we can, if it sets up again. But the market today just flat sucks. If we hadn't taken profit up here, if I'd have been stubborn and not paid attention to the price action up here, then I would have been negative now. So I'm always going to pay attention to the price action. No matter what. So everything today is just kind of blah. We're not really getting any. No, the SPY reversed after the first candle. And it's kind of picking the market up. Red, this is the reason why I didn't take it at 88.53 is because the risk reward would have been terrible. If I'm in 300 shares, I'm risking 50 cents. And I'm not going to take profit at 25 cents. That we can't do. Keep taking my money. Fuck you. Motherfucker. So all you do is take my fucking money. Piece of fucking shit. Yeah, see, the thing is, when you first learning, when you first go live, you're trading with really small size, and you're gonna be risking, maybe 10 cents to make, um, 30 cents or something like that. And yeah, taking those small gains is no big deal because you're gonna be trading smaller size, but the risk reward has to make sense. If you're risking $25 to make $50, then hey, that's great. That's 2 to 1. So whatever profit you're looking for, you just have to make sure that your risk reward makes sense. That you're not risking more than you have the potential for making. Let's see. SQ may be getting ready to set up here. Now, SQ, probably the biggest I would take. Biggest position size I would take on this would be 200 at the most. But look at, you've got your level right here. And then we've got the lower deviation band from the VWAP, which is sitting right there. But this one typically doesn't respect that. Volatility just pours into this stock out of nowhere. I mean, it just pours in out of nowhere.
DWDP.
So we're almost a good point away on this. But it is not wanting to stay below the 5-minute opening range low for long.
DWDP.
Alright, and that's sad. QCOM just did not. It did not do what it was supposed to do. No, SQ is not on SSR. W is stuck in a rut too. I don't want to take SQ because that lower deviation band is stuck. It's flattened out on the 5-minute. On the 2-minute, it's trending down, but the 5-minute is kind of stuck. So I'm torn on that. You know, W, you're just stuck in a rut. There's no trade on it. I don't know how much room UAA has. It's kind of stuck in no man's land too. There's just not a whole lot of range.
ESV.
Yeah, SQ is just throwing me too many mixed signals. So I'm not going to risk it. Not going to risk it. QCOM is having trouble here. It's having trouble breaking over this. I mean, if it can't do it, this may be a good short, but you'd have to risk shorting into all of this support. That's what would be my issue on this. No, this is going to come right down to that level, which was nice. I didn't have confidence in the move. So whenever that happens, you don't want to get in a trade, because what can happen is you can mess up the trade. You could actually take a winning trade and turn it into a losing trade.
Pins.
So we got the morning volatility. And what we do now after the opening range trade, what I'm doing now is looking for some trend continuation to potentially trade into. The market's not really offering that much. You look at UAA, it's rolling over, but look at the 50 sitting right there. That's another potential level of support that I didn't want to short into. So I've got to find some clean moves. I don't know where this came from. This isn't a level.
MYO.
I usually find trend continuation trades off of my watch list. Sometimes they may not make the cleanest opening range move, but then they set up for a nice trend continuation. Or off of the reversal scanner. Sometimes you have stocks that hit the reversal scanner that may just give you a little bounce or a pullback, and you're able to catch the pickup on the trend that way. Yeah, nice trades on SQ. Yes, if I had the confidence in that ticker, and looking at the chart, I didn't really have confidence in it. But it really worked out. It set up. No doubt about it. It did set up. So and sometimes the trend continuation doesn't come until after 11. A stock may just consolidate and mess around, and then it doesn't come until 11. See, here was the issue on UAA. You see it's stuck at the 50 right here. Unless it loses the 50, it's just not gonna pay you. And it is trying to base off of it. All right, so this is not the cleanest of flags, but I'm looking for the break here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm not going to go in full size, but we break this little trend that it's been in. You know, it's worth a shot. I like it better than I liked SQ. So I'll go in 200 shares, and I could always add 100 if we break the pre-market high. Now my stop, I will stop out if we break the low of this candle here. Or if I feel like we're not going anywhere. See, we're basing off of, this is the 5-minute opening range high. So we pull back over it. And actually, that's probably a better litmus test right now, is if we pull back and close back below this 52-week, this 5-minute opening range high, then this trade probably doesn't have enough going for it. I'm anticipating the volume to keep building in.
Matt.
But we'll see if it's got what it takes to push 52-week high. Okay, here's when it broke it, and here's what happened. And this is not uncommon. That's why I'm not really upset about this. When a stock breaks its 52-week high, you're gonna have people that have bought with the idea of selling once it breaks the 52-week high, because they know retail traders buy the break. They know retail traders are taught. A lot of these people teach you to buy the break, buy the break. And the smart traders, they're gonna have themselves positioned ahead of time so that when it breaks and people start buying, they're selling into those buyers. And if there's not enough buyers to really take out the sellers, this is what's going to happen. It's going to pull it straight back. And so we don't know how many buyers, how many sellers are still here. It's obvious there are a lot of sellers still hanging around this 52-week high. But once we take them out, this thing can go. But the key is it's got to take them out. If there's too many sitting here, there are too many sellers sitting here ready to sell at this high, then you're not going to get much of a move. So that's going to be the issue here. Now my first target, I would want to lay it out at 89.25. That's where I would want my first target to be. Because we're going to have to get over 89 again. We're going to have to get over this 89 level.
Oxy. X.
So let's see what it does. The last time it broke the 52-week high, it got stuck at 89. There was a wall of sellers at 89 that was holding these guys back. So let's see if we can break 89 this time. And like I said, I'm looking for 89.25. If we double top up here at 89, I want to kill it. Look at this. Watch if it hits if the ask side over here hits 89 again. Look at what shows up. And this will prove to you what I'm saying. Oh, it just got taken out like it wasn't even there. Can we hit 25? That might be asking a little bit much. Can we hit 25? Can we? There we go. Gotcha. Gotcha, you little bastard. You don't know who you messing with. You messing with the average Joe trader. I may not get you the first time, but I'm going to get you the second time. Let's see, stop is 88.47, 88.50. It's going to be my stop. See, small account magic. You don't have to have a whole lot of money to grow your account. You can grow your account out of these places that cater to small accounts. You can definitely do that. Please don't quit. Because everything I do sucks. I don't know how far we can go if this move can be sustained. But we got the volume spike on the break. We had a lot more buyers, but looks like right where I thought we would run into the sellers, around 89.25. That's why I had my order there. That's where I felt we would run into a lot of sellers. And you saw, if you were paying attention to level 2, you saw a lot of sellers show up at 89.25. So the next the way it looks is we're hitting $0.25 marks too. So if we hold this move over 20, if we hold over 25, the next fight you're going to see is at 89.50 and then potentially 89.75. You know, this thing is probably going to fight its way all the way up if it keeps grinding up.
SQ.
So, but it looks like we're getting one break candle, and then the sellers are coming in, selling it back off. We get one break candle, sellers coming in and selling it back off. But this was this is my MO. And this is what I look to do every day. Some days you're not going to get a home run. You know, yesterday on TWLO, that should have been a home run for me. But the market was just a little funky. It took me out before I could complete that big move. And, you know, I had to accept what the market gave me. Here again, you know, we got the break. We got a base hit on this, on the opening range breakout. Now we come back. We've got a single so far on the trend continuation. This is a trend continuation. We're looking for it to continue up. But if it doesn't follow through, oh well, we got another base hit. You know, sometimes you have to play small ball. If you play small ball, eventually you're going to get a grand slam. Eventually you're going to get doubles. You're going to get triples. You're going to get a home run. You know, you just have to make sure that you're positioned every day so that you can take advantage of it. Yes, sure, trader. That's what my small account is in. And I've been to hell with them. I've been with Sure Trader in the dark days because there wasn't another option. It's all I had, so that's what I had to deal with. But my mission here in this community is to teach you how to trade and show you how to trade out of these small account brokers. That it is possible. You have to have the right strategy, the right mindset. You know, you can't go chasing waterfalls. You know, trying to chase these quick, low dollar, low float runners. I mean, it's too inconsistent to grow your account. So and let's say I could only take 100 shares. All right, we would still, you know, have a decent profit. And I know, who was that? Red, you asked me, well, I don't know if he's back yet or not, but he asked me about taking smaller profits. And this is a key example of if you were only trading with 100 shares, then your first target would probably be your final target, your only target, because you're just trying to grow your account. If you're locking in 40, 45, $50, and I think when I started out, I was using Profitly, and I'm pretty sure all of those trades are still on Profitly, where I was making $20, after commissions, $30, 40, sometimes 70 or 80. That's how I grew my account. Once I got to $5,000, I was able to take 300 shares or of a $50 stock. Without even worrying about it. And with a $5,000 account, you could take 300 shares of a $90 stock, just like what we did, and make the same amount of money. And like I shared with you guys, my equity curve. If you stop worrying about how little cash you're making at the end of the week, and you start looking at your equity curve, and you see it going up every week, as long as you leave that money alone and let it grow and pull it out at strategic points through your career, you're going to have that account. You're going to have the account that you want. All right, so I want to take 50 at 89.75 is where I want to take the next. I may take it at 50, but I put the 75 bid out there to see if we can get it hit.
SWDP.
Well, 75 hit the ask side. We need 75 on the bid. It did hit the ask, but it didn't hit the bid. If it doesn't hit the bid, it's not going to fill. So let's see if we can get that. I might have to go manual and just take it if we get into the 70s. I'm not liking what I'm feeling here. I'm going to have to go manual on this. And if we get there, if we get into the 70s again, I'm going to have to snag it. Oh, come on. Don't get stuck at 50, man. Don't get stuck at this $50 mark. Shoot. This is what I did not want. I thought we were going to blow through 50 and get up. And I should have been manual and clicked it at like when it got up to like 71, 72. But I didn't do it. So we're getting killed again. Let's see if we can get this to push back up. Man, I thought we were going to be able to catch that 75 for sure. The way this thing blew through 50, I thought we had it made. Come on, baby, push. I don't want to take this at 50. But I might be relegated to do that. We get back up through 50, I'll grab some. And I don't want to see this thing pulling back on the 2 minute just yet. I want to see it push through. Oh, damn. Let's go. Let's go, man. Make that push. I mean, I don't see a lot of resistance here. It must be hidden. Everything we were hitting must be hidden. Because it's not showing up on level 2. Come on, get into the 70s. It'll be close enough. It doesn't have to hit 75. Just get into the 70s for me. Get back up there. Yeah, so we got a lot of hidden sellers in here. Let it get. There we go. I get it at 73. I'm happy with that. 2 cents off of where I wanted it. I'll take it. Set my stop back. Yeah, the $0.50 would be, but it blew through it. That's why I was saying earlier, I was looking at the $0.50 mark potentially, but it blew through it so easily on the way up. I just automatically went looking for 75. You know, it was such an easy move through it. So 88.75 is my stop now. And now this, I'm going to be looking for it to go through 90. Red, you don't want me to answer that. See if we can get through 90. Now, if you email me, I can give you my take on it. But the advice that I give everybody, whenever you're looking to want to follow or learn from somebody, if they don't do what I do,
CCJ.
I can't follow them. You know, if they don't trade live in front of you every day and you get to actually see their entries and exits, not just hear them call it out, it's hard for me to. The industry has gotten to be so dirty that it's hard for me to believe that. And I'm not saying everybody's dishonest, because they're not. It's just hard for me. And what I recommend people do is, if you really want to know that people are trading the strategies that they're teaching, and that they're not just teaching one thing and they're doing another. So there are a lot of people. When I started doing this, there might have been one or two people that would do this every day. And, you know, now there's a lot more people doing it, which is great. It is great to see that. Because for me, when I was coming up, I looked high and low for people who actually traded live, because I needed to see it. If I didn't see it, it was hard for me to comprehend what was happening. You know, I needed to see these strategies in action. I needed to see it applied to the market real time. And, you know, that's my take on it. But I was in that community for about 2.5 years. I was actually a moderator over there for about 1.5 years. You mean pulling back? Yeah. It's probably going to, if it loses that, what level is it sitting on? That 2263 level? UAA, let me pull it up here. If it loses this level, if it rejects the 200 here and loses this level, yeah, we can come all the way back to 22. You know, the key to it is, obviously, this is a pretty strong level. This pivot from the daily has some people hanging out. So as long as this is strong enough to bat it back down, we've got a good chance of it getting here. Now, if this thing has enough buyers and it gets bought back through the 200, it's going to have a tough time, you know, selling off. See it bouncing. There was just a lot of buyers sitting here, and it looks like it's going to throw it back over the 200, which sucks.
GDI.
This was the key to the trade here, the rest of this trade. I would love this thing to blast through 90. I'm going to take, you know, if it gets through 90, I'm taking it. I just hope it can get like up to 90-10, 90-15, something like that. But the way this is grinding, I don't even know if we're going to get a pullback or not. No, I'm not starting this summer again with $1,000. Not only no, but hell no. I'm going to tell you, last summer, it came close to breaking me. $2,500, I would consider it, but no way in hell I'm putting myself through that. Come on, baby, push it. Push it, baby, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. I'm going to wait and see if we can close over 90. That would be a good thing. Can we close over 90? I guess about now I'm wishing I had gone in with 300 shares, but I'm not going to second guess my decision. I'll debate that when I do my reflection. I can debate that all night. So we're doing good. We're just trying to get that 90. Over 90. Try to get it to establish over 90. I probably shouldn't be greedy. But I want to see how far this thing can run over 90 if it does. Here we go. Bing! Bing, bam, boom. Come on. Show me. Oh, man, that's not... I know you got more than that. I know you got more than that. I know you got more than that. It came so close. Come on.
AMD.
know you got more than that, buddy. I know it. I want to see this close over 90. But it doesn't look like it's going to be able to do it. The upper deviation band is at 90.44 now. Alright, I'm going to give it a target to aim for. I'm going to put in a bid at 90.45.
AMD.
So I'm going to see if it can hold over 90. If it can hold here over 90. Then we got a shot. Thank you, Lynn. This is what we do every day in our community. Some days are better than others, but that's the life of day trading. That's the reality of day trading. So, but this is what we do every day in our community. It's like I always say, this is where true learning takes place. True learning takes place in the chat room. That's what it should be used for, as an extension of the classroom.
CCJ.
You know, true learning is not watching videos or presentations and DVDs or whatever.
AMD.
You know, it's being a part of live application. We almost pushed up to 45. We almost got there. I'm not holding out for 50. I was trying to get 45. It was close. Were you here, Ivan? Were you here when I built my watch list? Uh-oh.
CCJ.
We're starting to roll over here. So time to bail out. Not bail out. Let me. I gotta move my stop to like 89.25. Just below the sell stop. 89.25, which is just below the 9. Honestly, if we pull back and we hold a 9, we bounce off of it, I may add back for a run up through the 90s. But it's going to depend on what it does here at the 9. So I got my stop. I'm giving it like 25 cents to test the 9. If it hits my profit stop, oh well. We made our lick on this stop. We made our money. So right now we're just kind of playing with the house's money, which is always nice. All right, so if you're all right, Red, we'll catch you later. If you saw, I went through those stocks. I picked out the ones that I felt were gonna give me the best opportunity, and then coming into the open, whichever one I felt was setting up to give me the best move, the best profit potential, that's the stock that I went with. So QCOM, we were looking at a blue sky breakout over a 52-week high, which means there's really no resistance above it other than the traders who are sitting at the whole and half dollar marks. Those are the guys that, we have to worry about. So QCOM is the first one that set up that looked like it was giving me the best opportunity. And so that's why I took it. And then, once I take a trade, I'm going to stick with that stock, especially if it looks like it has incredible profit potential. Now, we've got a series of base hits, and that's fine. But those series of base hits, we should make at least $200, maybe more than $200 today on these moves. After commissions, we should see over $200. Just figuring it out in my head. But I don't look at my P&L until the day is over. Because it's like what used to happen to me is if I was like at $198, then I would look for a $25 trade to get over $200, which is stupid. Because looking for that $25 trade could turn around and, break me. I could end up with $150, $125 versus the $198 because I'm chasing. Yeah, you're right, Ben. You can't have, but here's the thing. If you're trading, it depends on your share size. But yeah, you don't want to go less than, $100 is usually a good risk. But it's based on your share size and how much room you have to give that particular stock. Like each stock is going to have its own ATR or average true range that it's trading in. And you have to give the stock that much room. So what I do is I look at the 5 previous candles, and let's say if it's averaging 50 cents, then I know I have to give this stock 50 cents of room. And if my max loss is $100, then I know I'm only going to be able to trade it let's see, like 50 shares. So, it's just based on how much room you got to give the stock, the price of the stock, and all of that. But definitely you want to make sure you give it enough room so that, you allow it to actually work. But yeah, I typically risk In a $5,000 account, I'll typically risk $150 per trade. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna hit it every time. If a trade just looks like it's not gonna work, then I'll probably kill it before then. You know, I'm not gonna let it just run and stop me out for no reason. Lynn, yeah, just shoot me an email, ed@averagejoetrader.com, and we can hook up. But yeah, they still have me over there. On Warrior Trading. They still have my video out there. All of that good stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen their website lately, but for a long time they still had my my story out there. But I think, once people started connecting the dots, I think they took me down.
CCJ.
I'm still there. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Look at me. In my glasses, I look like a fool. I still can't see. I'm still blind as a bat. That's me. Which is why I mess up. Looking at numbers sometimes. I'm still kind of blind. Nah, I was thinking about adding here, but I'm not. Every time I add, I jinx a trade, so I'm not gonna add. I'm just gonna let it work.
CCJ.
Yeah, I'm kind of the. I don't know if anybody else has like verified all of their trades. Yeah, I'm kind of the. I don't know if anybody. Wait a minute, I'm hearing myself talk. Something's not right. Something is not right. All of a sudden, I started hearing myself talk. Nah, Mike is one of my mentors. So my style was closer to Mike's, but a little bit more conservative. You know, like I traded the higher price stocks, the larger cap stocks. Man, that gap and go ate me alive. The first time I ever tried that, I was up. I went from being up like $170 to losing $400 within the same 1 minute candle. And I knew right then and there that that wasn't for me. Yeah, I remember. I remember working with Roberto when I was there. You know, he's pretty good. See, I think he went to the 3 minute. He started trading out the 3 minute chart. All right, see, this is why I didn't add, because every time I do, it's gonna come back on me. All right, so we're done. I'm not. I doubt if I'm gonna go back in this right now. Maybe later on. Just depends on how this thing looks going forward. I think we may get a pullback. I don't know how significant it's gonna be, but the next stop will be the uh, the 20, and then the 52-week high, the one that we broke this morning. So the question is gonna be, is this gonna hold? That's the question. But it's like this: if you find your niche, everybody's gonna trade a little differently. Because trading to me is like an art form. Things are gonna be a little different, and you know, you once you find your place, the sky's the limit. the The amount of money you can make is limitless. But the hard part is finding your way to that spot. Having the discipline and the belief in what you're doing long enough so that you can find that spot. I mean, what I want him to do, and what I think would help a lot of people, that are wanting to learn and trade that strategy. What I think he should do is just stream his platform live and trade it live every day, so people can actually see how to do it. Because the problem is, I mean, obviously you can't see the hotkeys and all of that stuff. You're not gonna be able to see that, but you'll be able to see the orders, the order flow, and I nope. You don't get to see the order flow, the time and the time stamp and all of that. Like how many shares goes through at what time, and when you're able to match that up with the when you're able to match that up with the platform, the chart, you're able to see things a little bit more clearer. And for me, that makes a big difference. So when somebody's trading a strategy like that, where it's hard for people to get in, it's really helpful if you do that. So I think if he does that, that would help a lot of people. That would help a lot of people be able to grasp that strategy. Wow, this thing is pulling back big time. I'm not sure why they don't. I'm not sure. No, not on level 2. You see how right here where my trades are, where it shows what time I got in and at what price and what quantity, it kind of matches up. It matches itself with the chart. So you're able to, when you're learning, you're able to put all of this together. And it helps you when you're trying to learn a strategy. Especially one that, takes a good amount of skill to pull off. And the gap and go takes some skill. I mean, you have to be fast. You got to think quick on your feet. And for me, I just can't do that. I'm just not cut out to be able to do that. I mean, maybe I could train myself to do that, but all my life I've been taking it slow and easy. Slow and easy wins the race. But like I said, that's just my opinion. That's why I do things the way I do. Because I think it's easier for people to learn, to see, and to connect with if you actually see the trades as they happen. It's kind of something I brought from my classroom days and what I felt helped my students in the classroom. Yeah, Juan. I mean, that's just part of the problem with that. That is part of the problem. You want some Southern style jerk chicken? Man, I kind of wish I had flipped this thing short once we lost the 9, but it was just too much potential support around there. I just couldn't do it. All right, guys. Well, that's my morning. 11 o'clock is my lunchtime. I tend to go to lunch between 11 and around 12:30, 12:45. That's when I'll do mentor sessions during lunch, or go grab some food, or both. But I'll go to lunch now, recharge the batteries, and come back in the afternoon, see if we can find some more trend continuations, or a good reversal, or a good old fashioned news play. It's kind of what we look for after that. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. Like I said, this is what we do every day in our chat room. This is what we do. Some days are better than others, but learning how to deal with the bad days, learning how to deal with disappointment so that it doesn't mess you up on the next trade is, I think, is more important than learning how to win. So it's all about, seeing exactly what happens. So any issues that I have with the broker or anything like that, you guys see. If you're having the same issues, I'm usually having the same issues right along with you. So think about it. If you want to be a part of this every day and go through all the classes, come join us. It's very inexpensive, and you get all the classes for free. So all you do is join the family, join the community, and you get everything I got. So definitely, if you have any questions, just email me at ed@averagejoetrader.com. I'll be glad to answer them for you. All right, you're welcome. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see when we'll be able to do this again.